The first baby I've seen this season, one tiny little fawn. This mama with the collar is the one that's got one little baby. Oh, it's so tiny. There's a mountain rig, murder black. Another mountain rig. This one will probably be murder black someday soon. Hi, sweetie babies. I really miss ya. I'm not gonna lie. Tonight I'm working on a project, and I thought I would do it during the magic hour, which is sunset. Very cloudy skies, and some places that even look like maybe there's some precipitation, but mostly right now, just a little windy and warm. So the project I'm working on is a scavenger hunt, or like a day trip out of West Cliff. If you were gonna spend a day here, where would you go? What would you see? And then some little, some kind of a little prize at the end, which I've designed a sticker. So a few years back, some bright, energetic, enterprising people from around the area designed a planet walk, and it's built in, a ratio to the actual sun and the solar system. And then they put up these little kiosks for every planet station. And I'm wondering if it's going to be fun. I think it will be, because we can read these kiosks and learn something. So they built it to scale. This is the kiosk for the sun. So from here, we start heading out to the planets. And it just says it's a 4 billion to 1 true scale interpretive walk through our solar system. We begin with the sun here at the west end of Main Street on West Cliff. And this is actually the bowling alley where a lot of the locals like to come and have dinner and probably bowl. But this is where we're going to start. So now let's head off. We've seen the sun. And the first planet we come to is Mercury. So it must be first planet from the sun. Mercury is 36 million miles from the sun. All kinds of interesting facts. It's the nearest planet to the sun, and it's also the smallest planet. A heavily cratered world with cliffs rising to 15 miles in height. Mercury's sky is permanently dark as its thin atmosphere does not diffuse light, rotates very slowly, causing the side facing the sun to heat up and reach scorching temperatures. And as it keeps rotating away, the heat escapes into space and temperatures plunge dramatically. This whole hot-cold cycle results in the largest contrast in temperature of any planet in the solar system. So there's Mercury. And next up, Venus is 67.2 million miles from the Sun, and it is the brightest planet in the sky and similar in size to Earth, named after the Roman goddess of beauty, and can be seen in the sky at dusk and dawn. Venus' beauty, however, is misleading because it's covered in carbon dioxide and sulfuric acid and clouds up to 55 miles high. And that's our beautiful Venus. And indeed, third rock from the sun, the Earth and its moon. And we live 93 million miles from the sun. And the moon is just over a quarter of the diameter of the Earth. This is where all forms of life we know of come from. The simplest microbes to human beings. It's the only planet to have water in the form of solid, liquid, and gas. And 3/4 of the surface is covered by saltwater oceans. It's split into tectonic plates, and both the land and sea have a topography of mountains and trenches. And the moon takes 27 days to complete an orbit of our planet, and it's tidally locked, meaning the same side is always facing the Earth. It's a rocky world with much of its surface covered by craters, some over 2 miles deep. The moon has very thin atmosphere that does not diffuse light or retain heat, leading to a great difference in temperature between the day and night. It has much lower gravity than the Earth due to smaller mass, so the moon would weigh only a sixth. Oh, you would weigh only a sixth of your current weight on the moon. It's the only place beyond the Earth to have been walked by humans. And here's Mars, our next door neighbor, that all the rocket men have eyes upon. There used to be a bumper sticker that said, Earth first, we'll mine the other planets later. Mars is a cold, barren world resembling some of the desert regions on Earth. Its red surface is due to iron-rich dust that forms into dust clouds reaching 3,000 feet high and sweeping over its surface for weeks. There is water on Mars, frozen in pockets or under the surface at the poles. Through the use of probes and exploration, rovers on the planet's surface are learning that in the past, Mars had a warmer atmosphere and liquid water on its surface. Okay, here we are at Jupiter, the largest and most massive of the solar system's planets, has no solid surface to land on. Jupiter is a giant ball of gas. It is a ways from Jupiter to the other planets. So we're at Saturn, which coincidentally happens to be located at the Custer County Library. So Saturn, it's the furthest planet known by the ancients. Saturn is the second largest planet in the solar system. It's a gas giant, generating high winds and electrical storms that last for months, composed almost entirely of hydrogen, the lightest of the elements. It's the least dense planet of the solar system and could float on a large enough body of water. And it has that magnificent ring, which is made from billions and billions of ice and rock particles. See, we're at Uranus. And here we found out, tipped on its side, Uranus rolls in its orbit around the sun rather than spins. Still walking. It's lightly sprinkling, but it smells like rain, and it's very quiet. Ooh, except for the occasional rumbly vehicle. Still walking. Still not pitch dark yet. Okay, I thought this was Pluto, but no. It's Neptune. And Neptune, beyond the solar system, our immediate home in space is the solar system. The second bubble shows the closest star to the sun, the red dwarf. And then If we zoom out, we see the entire Milky Way galaxy, a spiral swarm of hundreds of billions of stars. Okay, babies, it's well past. The magic has gone, let's just put it that way. I walked the solar system and I never left town. Except I didn't go to Pluto. Pluto is way the heck out there. So we'll save Pluto for another day. I'll miss you guys. I'll see you out there.